Hello YouTubers, this is KE0AOY, Kilo Echo 0 Alpha Oscar Yankee. I'm in a park near my house, just kind of having a field day today since this is the first day we've had in a while that's been clear and sunny and pretty much acceptable weather to be out and about. Today I'm taking out my Clansman 320, Clansman 320, and I'm kind of giving it a run. This is the tuner section. You got your load, your tune, your range, and then your meter. Inside the radio there's a separate section. This all over this way is its own part. And what it's for is for when you're tuning in your radio to make sure that your antenna is tuned right for the frequency that you're trying to transmit on. So far I've had good reports. I made a QSO with a gentleman in Texas, Corpus Christi. He said that I was perfectly legible and that I was doing fine. It's actually quite a godsend to have a tuner built into the radio. This is your band selector. Excuse the labels, there's actually more bands covered by each section than what I have labeled. Unfortunately, when I was labeling it and I realized I wasn't putting all the bands on there, I ran out of marking tape, so those will be redone soon. But that's really easy to use. It's a big clunky switch. Each section covers quite a wide stretch of frequencies, so it's really easy to use. It does AM, CW wide, single sideband or upper sideband, CW narrow, and a frequency check to make sure that if somebody's trying to tune in on you, that they're on frequency. The switches are all decade switches, except for the first one, which is 012. Covers 2 megahertz up to 29,999 megahertz. Gain, from what I understand, it has an automatic gain in it. As you turn down your gain here for the volume in the earpiece, it turns up the gain on the microphone. And if you turn up the gain here, it turns down the gain in the microphone for various combat situations. On this switch here, you have off, antenna for tuning, low power, high power, then battery check. When you turn it over to battery check, your meter will show you how much power you have left. If you're up past that second mark, then you're doing good. I've recently recharged my battery, so it's doing fine. This is a tuning chart. It's got frequency down the side for the whip antenna, which is what I'm running right now. If you have a vertical antenna, it's got the tuner settings for it, a vehicle whip antenna, and an in-fed wire antenna, and also a dipole. This section here is the hand crank generator. It has a light that has a cover on it, and as you turn it, the light will start to come on, and if you turn it fast enough that the light goes out, then you're charging your battery. And this is a way that in the field you won't have to worry about having your battery run out. It helps if you have a partner that can turn the radio, work the radio while you're turning the crank, or vice versa. Right here is where the signal comes out to a BNC connector. You can run a coax out to another antenna if you want. This dog bone connector runs it up through the tuner, which leads it out here, which leads me to my gooseneck, and then my whip, which is a 2.4 meter whip. Then right here is your ground, and right underneath here, I can't quite get a good angle on it, is another connector. You can actually run a V dipole out of the side of it and be able to use your antenna tuners. Or alternately, you can just do a long wire antenna coming out and use the counterpose here to help reflect your signal and keep from electrocuting yourself. The gentleman that I'm listening to right now is actually using the Echolink system. He's in Scotland, and he's using a repeater that's down outside of Houston, Texas. On 20 meter, I've heard Italy, Belfast, Northern Ireland. I did happen to catch a signal briefly where a gentleman from New Zealand was talking to a guy in Bosnia. So the system does work quite well. The receiver is extremely stable. The transmitter is always spot on frequency. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. It's a waterproof, bulletproof, rugged radio that I can take into the field. the prices are starting to go up on them. You can still get them. This one was a budget model the paint was beat up on it, so I repainted it. You can get it anywhere from England from 200 pounds to 300 British pounds. Here in the state, it can cost you $500–600 for a setup. But once you have it all, there are actually several radios that you can use within the Clansman family. I really encourage you to explore these as an option. They're wonderful radios. If you have any questions, check the comments below and just ask the question. I'll try to find an answer for you. This is K0AOY signing off, 7 3s.